Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind was the first album to feature Nicko McBrain on drums, and he was previously in the band Trust. So here's a trivia question. What popular Big Four band covered a song by the band Trust, and what was it called? Please answer in the comments section, so let's see who can get it first. But anyway, back to the album. Released on May 16th, 1983. Produced by Martin Birch. Back then, Martin Birch was producing a lot of their albums. Now, for the longest time, like I've always said that this was my favorite Iron Maiden album. It may have changed now that I have been listening to all of them, but all the songs on this album are solid. This was also back in 1983 their highest charting album at number 14. By the way, Senjutsu is actually officially their highest charting album at number 3, and previously Book of Souls and The Final Frontier debuted or peaked at number 4, but Senjutsu peaked at number 3, so congrats to them. But anyway, let's talk about this album. It's 45 minutes long, 9 songs. Let me just jump right into them. The album starts off with Where Eagles Dare. So this was written by Steve Harris. Based on a 1968 film of the same name, it's a very fast-paced song. Has a very heavy riff in the intro. The song's very melodic, it's very heavy, and this is a song that's very representative of that early Iron Maiden sound. This one has a really great guitar solo, and I like the use of like the harmonics and like the whammy bar in like this particular solo. The bridge has a really cool twin guitar attack, and there's a really cool bass solo at the end. Next is Revelations, written by Bruce Dickinson. This was influenced by Aleister Crowley. You probably have heard of him before. Probably one of my favorite songs. It's like a slower song, or one of the slower songs from the early albums that I really like. That verse riff, and it is kind of simple, but it has a really great melody. It's like the dun dun dun, really cool. Quiet part right before the main chorus. I really like how they play with the heavy and light in the song. They kind of like go back and forth with that. I like that, and I like the bridge. Has some pretty cool like power chords going right into the solo on this one. Next track is Flight of Icarus, written by Smith and Dickinson. This one's based on a classic story of Greek mythology. This was the first single. Also pretty cool music video for this one, and this one got some airplay on rock radio stations. Actually, the B-side to this single is a cover of I Got the Fire by the band Montrose, and Montrose was an old band with Sammy Hagar. And anyway, the song has that classic gallop. It's one of the best vocal performances, and one of the shorter songs, but it's a very catchy song. Next is Die With Your Boots On. This was written by Smith, Dickinson, and Harris. It's about one of their most common themes they like to talk about, talking about war. I really like the backing vocals in the pre-chorus. Has a really great bass sound in the song as well. You can hear Steve Harris's bass like runs like throughout the entire song. And there's a part in like the guitar solo where they have like the bass and the guitar go like right along with each other. That sounds really good. Okay, next is The Trooper. So this is their signature song. So let me do a cutaway to me playing a quick little Trooper riff. Okay, The Trooper, written by Steve Harris, inspired by a poem called The Charge of the Light Brigade. Second single and one of their most signature songs. The B-side to this is a cover of Jethro Tull's Cross-Eyed Marys, and this is probably one of my favorite cover songs from like any band. This is a really great cover. Very fast-paced songs, very complex. Has a melodic guitar riff in the intro, and this is just a perfect example of their like stop-start riffs and that signature gallop. And they also have a beer. So I have this here. This is like a 4-pack, the Trooper box. So it is pretty cool. It comes with 3 cans, and comes with a glass. So there's my Trooper glass here. I usually keep these right behind me on my shelf. I have some more beer to show you a little later. Okay, next is Still Life, written by Dave Murray and Steve Harris, influenced by the 1964 story by Ramsey Campbell called The Inhabitant of the Lake. Now this one starts with like a hidden like backwards message, and they kind of intended it as a joke because at that time there were a lot of like critics accusing them of being Satanists, and basically it's just Nicko McBrain doing like an impression of an English comedian, and they just like reversed it. So if you played it backwards, it would probably like sound something funny, but this song has a style closer to that modern Iron Maiden sound. It starts with a slow intro with a guitar solo. The clean guitars in the verse sound very good, and the song does get heavier as it moves along, so I like this one a lot. Next is Quest for Fire, written by Steve Harris, and this is based on a 1981 movie. This one I actually remember watching a long time ago on HBO. I haven't seen it in years, but the lyrics are about tribes of cavemen on a search for fire. The first time, the first line of the song says, "In a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth." That's actually not accurate, but I don't know. I don't remember dinosaurs in the movie, but anyway, as for the song, I think a lot of fans don't like this one. They say it's kind of like the weakest one, but I like it a lot. Really cool rhythm section, has a pretty nice beat to it, and I like the twin guitar attacks throughout the song. Next is Sun and Steel, written by Dickinson and Smith, and this is based on the life of a samurai, and this would actually be a really good idea for them to play it live in their current tour. It would actually fit like perfectly with the theme of the Senjutsu. This has the classic gallop. It's a fast-paced song. It's the shortest song, but it's quick and to the point. It's melodic. The chorus is memorable. Guitar solo is really good, and it's kind of short, but it's a really good song. And they do have some beer. So this is the Sun and Steel beer. So this is the other 4-pack, actually 3 cans in a glass. Comes in this box like this. And here's the glass for the Sun and Steel beer. It's called a Trooper beer, but I've had this one. I think I like the Trooper beer a little better than this, but it's not too bad. And the final song, To Tame a Land, written by Steve Harris, inspired by the novel Dune by Frank Herbert. There's also a movie back in the 80s. I think Sting was in it, if I remember correctly, but they actually wanted to name the song Dune, but Frank Herbert wasn't really a metal fan, so he didn't really give them permission. I think on a few of the early presses, the title of the song is called The Dune on the album, and I'm pretty sure this goes for a lot of money on Discogs or something. But anyway, it's a long song, 7 minutes and 26 seconds. That's actually probably shorter than most of the songs on the new album, but I always like the melodic intro to the song. It's a classic Steve Harris song with a bass intro. It gets heavier as it progresses, and this is kind of closer to their current sounds. The bass and the drums work very well together in the breakdown, and you do hear hints of them moving towards that like modern progressive sound, even though this did come out really early in their career. So in conclusion, like if you asked me what my favorite Iron Maiden album was a year ago, I probably would have said this, Piece of Mind, but this has been my longtime favorite. Now that I do have a channel, I did my reviews and I did like a detailed analysis of almost every album. This might or might not be my number one. Eventually I will do a ranking and we'll find out, but this is definitely in the top, the top 3 or something like that. It's Essential Iron Maiden, and I think this one and Number of the Beast are like perfect starter albums if you're a new fan and you want to kind of get to know the band. So that's it. Coming up this week, more Iron Maiden. I have 3 more albums to cover. I want to try to get them done by Thursday, and that's about it. My name is John. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out here's some more Iron Maiden videos over here if you're interested. I also have a playlist of all of my Iron Maiden videos. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.